Oh, shit. Hey, who made this billboard?
This is Peasant Life, and we're here at this Exxon gas station at the corner of Telegraph and Plymouth Roads in Redford, Michigan. For those of you who don't know, there's a new billboard that popped up right there that says, "Driving while black."
Racial profiling just ahead. Welcome to Livonia.
We just got done asking people who stopped by the gas station what they thought about the billboard. A lot of people didn't want to talk on camera. Some people did, and this is what they had to say.
When I first heard it, my wife was telling me. She told me that they had it up there, and I said, great. It just made me laugh because I said they deserve it. It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, if you driving almost like driving while, you know, they have like a joke, but it's not a joke to us because we actually are profiled. If you in certain areas, when I was a young guy, you know, we had it where you couldn't go in certain areas because you'll be pulled over. And this reminded me because it was Dearborn. Dearborn was like that when I was a kid. If you go out there, they stop you for no reason. But Dearborn a little bit different, you know, maybe because of what's going on, but it's almost like, you know, they don't want us out here, you know?
Yeah, there should be more of them.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, Redford cops are kind of good, you know, but a lot of this in these areas, the cops will just pull you over for nothing. So I definitely agree with it.
Driving while black, who said something like that?
It's two different ways you can see that. I just feel like they could have worded it different. I understand they try to connect, but that's not the way to connect.
I actually think that it's very enlightening. You know, enlightening to people, especially being black. It really is enlightening. You know, it makes us feel like, you know, somebody care. You know what I mean? That we are being not taken advantage of, and it's a work towards change, which is not something that's for history. It hasn't been a change really, but you know, it just feels good to see it there, to actually be noticed.
Honestly, I think it's very appropriate because it makes people think, you know, like, and people that might not understand, they might want to maybe look more into it and think like, you know, why is that? I wonder why that is, or I wonder what made them like put that up. So yeah, I think it's pretty appropriate, and I think it's real. I think it's definitely real.
I wish signs like that would fill the highway up, you know what I'm saying? And not to let us on guard, but to be in people's minds like, you know what, I don't want my city to be prejudiced towards black people, you see what I'm saying? And that's the controversial part about it, is that the people who live in Livonia is kind of seeing themselves as those people who being prejudiced against black people, and the change to happen from that.
Even if somebody looking at it and hating it, it's at least acknowledging that they have a feeling towards that. It's starting conversations. It's spreading crazy on social media, and you know how big social media is. So I think raising awareness is always a good thing, no matter if it's backlash from it. Some people might feel like it's unnecessary, or they feel like it doesn't need to be there, but anyway, they feeling something about it. So it's always good to let them emotions come out about it, so we can just be more transparent about it and work towards a solution.
Well, I mean, the billboard, hopefully it'll make a change with the department, because I personally been stopped twice by, and they lied on me, and they told me that my car was doing a spin. I'm a grown man. I'm an older man. I'm not a kid. So that was a bunch of baloney, you know what I mean? They stopped me.
They said you were doing donuts?
In Walmart's parking lot. I was with my son, you know what I mean? Then when that didn't go, when they seen I wasn't a young guy, they turned around and said that my son was playing with the buggies. And I said, no, he wasn't. He wasn't doing it. I said, don't do that, man. You know, they're young guys. They said, then one day I was going to pay a bill. They pulled me over. Then they asked me, can they search my car? I wasn't even doing it. I was at the light. I pulled off slow. I mean, they didn't give me no ticket, but it's the harassment. Twice I got stopped by the Livonia police officer. Yeah, it's like they was looking for somebody to mess with. You know, and it's not cool. It's not cool. I'd be more than happy to say, because I want my boys, like I said, I'm a successful businessman, and I wouldn't even care. They can see my car, they can stop me again, oh well. You know what I mean? I got God, man. You know, he put me through it, but it's just a harassment. You know, we don't need that.
We live in Southgate right now, and it's normally a lot of black men that get pulled over most of the time. And
in Southgate?
Yeah, in Southgate. And that's actually, even just driving around, like, is a lot of black men that's being pulled over. So I do feel like you have to be like on edge, you know, while black and driving.
I mean, and if you are driving a car, and just if you black and you driving a vehicle that's pretty much not up to par, You know what I'm saying? It's not even the fact of officer just know
your
for
car,
a fact.
You got a nice car, man.
Yeah, but you know, if I was riding another kind of car that wasn't up, you know, really updated car, I probably would get pulled over even more. You know what I'm saying? Based on maybe not having the car insurance or something like that, or it's a possibility of anything. You know what I mean? They could probably feel like, okay, he don't got a car insurance. This car ain't registered in his name, so it's an easy way to give me a ticket, take me to jail.
Me personally, I've been pulled over by like Southgate police like 3 to 4 times, and all of those times I asked the police officer, like, you know, what was going on, or, you know, why did you pull me over? 2 of those times the police officer literally said that I just ran your plate and, you know, pulled you over from your plate. And I was like, wow. So like I didn't do anything wrong, but I was just,
there's nothing wrong with it.
I was just, nothing wrong with my plate. They just pulled me over. They asked me a question. They said, you know, like, what am I driving out here for? And, you know, of course they let me go. And one time they didn't, because they said that I had kind of went past the stoplight. But what that did to my brain was like, every time I go out of a city outside of Detroit, it instantly just puts me on guard driving out there, because I know for a fact that they can pull me over without me doing anything wrong.
I technically have my own experiences with it myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Well, it hasn't happened to me mostly in Livonia. It's been mostly down, and I would say more so like, I would say so far for me, Royal Oak has been pretty much the main place where it happened to me the most. And I would say I don't know how to consider it and say whether or not it's racial profiling to a certain degree, but you know, it's been a lot of getting pulled over or police pulling up to you, to me necessarily saying, oh, do you got a gun in the car?
Oh, really?
It's been a lot of, do you got a gun in the car? I'm like, no, I don't have a gun in the car. Well, I just want to make sure you don't. We were in the city, you know, down in the city of Detroit, downtown area, and about 6 officers pulled up to me and my brother. We just had the music playing, and the first thing the officer asked me when he walked up is like, you got a gun? This happened multiple times to me. Like, you got a gun in the car? And I'm like, no, I don't got a gun, officer. You know, my brother had a cup in his hand.
That's the first question.
Yeah, it's the first question. My brother had a cup in his hand. He was like, what you put on the floor, sir? He's like, I put my cup down. And so it's like, I know it's really hard to explain, I can't really speak for everybody, but I know I'm definitely one.
It sucks that it has to be that way, where like you have to look out for certain cities that are prejudiced against black people, but at the same time, at a point, black people have to become very aware of what's going on. Black people have it hard living in this country and always being seen as a target, you know, not just with police, but like real estate and the labor force, and every aspect of life in America. Black people kind of have it like at bottoms end, you know, like always coming from the bottom from something, and always had to be on guard for everything.
Our police officers have to do their job to step up, to call out their peers, let them know, hey, you're doing this, this, and that wrong, rather than covering for them when they see something that maybe they don't so much agree with. Our community needs to really step up and call out not only our police officers, but also our legislators who are writing the code that these police officers are having to follow. The police chief in this area, what was his name? Police Chief Curtis Cade. Is he doing his part in making sure that the officers that he has out there, the black and whites, are they doing their part in making sure that, you know, they're not going behind his, against his word, that he's so-called not racially biased in any of the decisions that he's making? I don't know. Just a lot of questions that have to be asked by our community members, and a lot of liability that needs to be taken by someone.